Hey everyone! So today I'm going to show you how to make a fabric wreath, and I'm going to be using the pool noodle wreath that we made a few days ago. And if you have not seen that video, I will put the link below. And all you need for this is a pool noodle and some duct tape. So how we're going to be making the fabric wreath, your supplies that you're going to need are fabric of any fabrics of your choice. With it being football season, I am choosing to use some of my football team fabric. I've got some black and red polka dot fabric. I've got some plain red fabric, black fabric, and red and white dot fabric. Now a few of these I just found in the remnant section, and some others I had already had. And also I'm going to be using some red tulle and some black tulle. What I also suggest for cutting the ends of your fabric are pinking shears, just to kind of make the ends so that they will not fray. And then of course you're going to need your scissors. To get started, we are going to go ahead and cut our fabric. What I recommend, or what I'm going to use for this particular wreath, I'm going to use 16 inches of 1 inch wide fabric. So now what I'm just doing is taking my fabric, and there may be an easier way to do this, but I just took my fabric. This particular one I got 1/4 yard. So I took and unfolded it and then just sort of cut it in half, or not cut it in half, but folded it in half. And for every 8 inches, I would just sort of, with my scissors, for every 8 inches I would just sort of cut. So when you unfolded it, it was 16 inches. So then now what we're going to do is just take your fabric and fold it completely. And then you can do this a couple of ways. I'm actually going to take my ruler, my clear ruler, and my rotary cutter actually. I think this might be a faster and easier way. Now I'm also going to put up a tutorial on how to take your rotary ruler and turn it into a no-slip ruler, so that way it stays even on the fabric and does not slide. So now I'm just going to take and cut it like this on my rotary mat, and then I will get my 1 inch strips much faster. And it does not have to be perfectly 1 inch strips. Okay, so go ahead and take your fabric and do them 16 inches wide depending on the wreath form that you are using, or 16 inches long depending on the wreath form that you're using, by about 1 inches wide. I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric, and I will be back. I have just finished cutting my fabric and my tulle, and like I said, cut them in 1 inch pieces, 1 inch wide and 16 inches long depending on your wreath size. So now what you're going to do is take all of your fabric choices. Like I said, I've got fabric, tulle, and also, depending upon the very end, I may decide to throw in some ribbon. So you're going to take all your fabric and everything and just kind of put it to the side. And you don't have to have as many fabric options as I do. I guess I have 1, 2, 3, like 5 different pieces of fabric, 5 different materials, and 2 different colors of tulle. It all depends upon you. It depends on how many color choices that you want to do. That's the thing that I love about the fabric wreaths, is that you can make any, you can do it to any season, you can do it to any particular event. So then what you're going to do after you have cut all of your strips, I'm going to go in a pattern and I'm going to alternate all the different colors and everything. I'll put the dots away from one another. But you're just going to take your fabric and tie it on. And you want to tie it on pretty tight and double knot it. That way that it all stays on. And I'm going to try to make sure that they're as even as possible. And then after you tie them on, you can just sort of scoot them next to one another and scrunch them up beside each other. And that's all you do. You're just going to alternate your alternate your fabrics. Now, it's okay if your fabric starts to fray. That's perfectly fine. It all just depends how you want to do it. If you want to, you can take and cut your fabric with the pinking shears the entire way instead of cutting them with the scissors. And then what you can do at the very end, I'm not going to do it now because I might save it for the very end, is go through and, I'll show you real quick, and just cut along the edge with your pinking shears. I know that's probably not the best that you can be able to see, but the pinking shears just sort of give it like little zigzag ends, and then it stops the fabric from fraying. You don't have to do that to every single one. You can take some of yours and just give it a V cut. You could do a V cut with that. You could also do it just sort of a diagonal cut, however you want to do it. So like I said, I'm just going to go back and forth with all of my different patterns and colors and whatnot, and just tying everything on. And then if I run out of the fabric, then I'll go back and cut a little bit more. But just taking everything and scrunching it up next to one another. And that is all you do. So I'm going to continue tying on all of my fabric, and then I will be back to show you the finished product. Hey everyone, so I finally finished tying on all of my fabric and tulle strips, and I know this is not the best angle maybe for you to be able to see it all, but you should be able to get the idea. So like I said, I just kind of coordinated all of the strips, all of the different patterns that I had, and did just one after the other all in a pattern. And I did red and black tulle strips, and decided not doing the ribbon because I had enough sort of texture and colors and everything as it was with the fabric and the tulle. So I think it turned out great. I think that you should I definitely recommend getting about a half of a yard of each for sure if you're going to do about 5 colors or 5 different patterns. I definitely recommend about at least a half of a yard of each one. So then all you're going to need to do is just hang your wreath. You can do it with like a strip of tulle and just sort of tying it onto the wreath and just sort of doing like a little knot so that way it'll hang up top. And again, I know you cannot see it very well. Or you can do like a little bit of ribbon. So that is my fabric wreath, and it was very easy to do. Wait until your favorite TV show comes on, and that'll definitely keep you busy, and it'll make the time pass pretty fast doing this. So that is the fabric wreath for our 30 days of Pinterest, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.